Hey guys, Wes Pico from the Tech Effect here. Today I'm making a quick little video regarding this camera here. This is a Canon S110. What I want to do is make a grip for it. The reason for that is, by the way, this can apply to any PowerShot camera or any point and shoot, is on the front edge of it, because it is this matte finish. When you try to grab it, your hand will slip and you can't get a very good grip on it. Which is a little unfortunate. There are some aftermarket options that you can buy for this, but they are quite expensive. And I did have some stuff lying around, and I do like making stuff, so I decided to do this. So we have an old belt, some Gorilla Glue epoxy, a Exacto knife, a cutting mat, and you're also going to need some painter's tape. Alright, and as you can see, what I have here is the piece of leather belt. I'm sizing it up here, and then I'm going to use the painter's tape to seal off the areas I don't want epoxy touching, like this ring of the Canon S110. From here, you can see again with the tape and it in place. What I am using to mix up the epoxy is a gum pack. You can use really anything. You're going to want to avoid plastic cups like styrofoam cups because it may eat through it. And first things first, though, you want to mark up the camera so you can give the epoxy something to bite onto. So what I'm doing here is I'm just using an Exacto blade to scratch up the front of the camera. Alright, now that the camera is scratched up, what you're going to want to do is start mixing together your epoxy. Mine is a 2-part by Gorilla Glue. Another thing, too, you have to make sure the actual material that your camera's made of. Some epoxies will react to plastics if your camera is a real plasticky point and shoot. Mine happens to be a magnesium alloy, so I don't really have that to worry about. What you're going to want to do is mix this up and avoid getting it on your skin. If you do, wash it off with soap and water immediately, or even use gloves. So first things first, you're going to want to apply a bit of epoxy down to the surface of that. Give it a few seconds to just kind of settle out a bit, and then what you're going to want to do is spread it out so it'll cover the whole surface. From here, you're going to place the actual thing you're using for your grip. So in this case, a part of the leather belt. And then next, you're going to want to take some more epoxy and cover the entire thing, all the edges over the top completely. Just basically submerge it in epoxy. And of course, keep it on the green tape. Do not get it all over. After you wait about 5-10 minutes for the work time to go through, you're going to want to start peeling off all the masking tape. As soon as you do that, you may have some epoxy, because it is still liquid, that might be on the actual parts you don't want covered with epoxy. So what I did is I used a toothpick and some paper towel, and then in this shot here, I just used my finger to scrape off a little bit of epoxy that was there, just to clean up the edges. And here is the final result. It works great. I highly recommend you do this if you have a point and shoot camera to make it more functional. Thank you for watching. Comment, rate, and of course, subscribe.